Hello everybody and welcome back to DTDcember, a series in which I'll be counting down my top 12 GTA villains of all time. If you want more info on this whole thing, feel free to check out my first video in this series where I explain the rules of my list. Or if you haven't seen my previous DTDcember videos and want to avoid spoilers, check out this playlist to watch every prior entry up to this point. Today, I'll be talking about my number 11 entry into this list, Sonny Forelli from Vice City. I know how controversial it's going to be to put the antagonist of such a beloved game so low on a list like this, but just hear me out as I explain my reasoning. Unlike how Liberty City Stories waited about half the game to introduce us to his main antagonist, Vice City wastes no time in doing so as he's given the very first line in the game. In the opening cutscene, Sonny discusses his plan to use the freshly released from prison Tommy Vercetti to set up shop for the Forellis down in Vice City, and in a few months' time, Sonny and his men will head down there to take over the operations. Within the next couple of cutscenes, we see the first stage of his plan begin to unfold as Tommy takes part in a drug deal for the Forellis. But after the deal is shot up by a third party, our protagonist is forced to call his boss and inform him that we failed to acquire the drugs and lost the cash. Sonny doesn't take the news very well.
That was my money, Tommy! My money!
So in an effort to save his own ass, Tommy does his best to assure him that he'll recover the money and the drugs and will cast his revenge upon the ambushing party. Sonny vaguely threatens Tommy in response, and then this is the last that we really hear of him for a while. Throughout the course of the game, Tommy gets to work on slowly building his empire down in Vice City, first by working for the drug lord Ricardo Diaz, then by killing Diaz and taking over his business, and then by buying up properties to expand the business. And throughout this time, our only interactions with Sonny are through these occasional phone calls where he merely reminds us of his presence, since it can be pretty easy to forget that the main antagonist even exists with everything else going on in this town. Each of these phone calls become progressively more aggressive as Sonny tries to pose himself as a threat, with the last one consisting of him literally screaming at Tommy through the phone while our protagonist doesn't even care enough to respond. But since all these threats have been so empty, it's kind of hard to really take the man seriously. Finally, after becoming sick of waiting for Tommy to repay his debts, Sonny sends some Forelli mobsters down to Vice City to tax our businesses, leading to our protagonist swiftly eliminating them. With all other avenues exhausted, our antagonist finally takes matters into his own hands by traveling down to Vice City himself to confront Tommy, prompting this admittedly badass showdown between these two opposing forces that refuse to back down from the other. Then, following a brief shootout against the Forellis as well as Lance, who we'll get back to, don't worry, we get this pretty pathetic final boss fight where we put Sonny down and get ready to settle down as the king of Vice City. While Sonny Forelli gets more exposure than Massimo Torrini from Liberty City Stories, his time on screen still feels very limited, which makes it hard to give him a higher ranking on this list. I feel like an argument could even be made to put him below Torrini, since the latter villain gave his respective protagonist more trouble than Sonny really gave Tommy in the grand scheme of things. But given Sonny's greater memorability, be it due to the charisma of his voice actor Tom Sizemore, or due to his comedic outbursts, it only feels right to put him above Torrini. However, once again, due to his lack of exposure in the story, that can get to the point where I wouldn't blame you for forgetting that he's even the main villain of the story, while you're busy defending Tommy's cats and dogs against the Haitians. Sorry, what I meant to say was while you're busy fending off so-and-so. And I can't blame you if you forgot about him, because he and his men literally do nothing to pose a threat until the final two missions of the game. And for those reasons, Sonny Forelli earns the number 11 spot on my list of greatest GTA villains of all time. Do you agree with me? Or do you feel that Sonny deserves a higher or lower spot? Let me know in the comment section down below. And if you're enjoying this series so far, feel free to leave a like on this video, and subscribe if you haven't done so already so that you'll be notified this Saturday when I return with my number 10 entry into this list. So until then, have a blessed next couple of days, and I will see you all again soon. This is your boy Dog6, and I am signing off.
The Christmas trees are